What's up everyone, it's Mike back again today, MF Vape. Thanks for tuning into the channel. Right, today guys, we have got a bit of a kit for you. And this is called the Nunchaku by Uwell. And we've got a sub-ohm tank on top and a single 18650 device on the bottom there. So it all looks quite tasty indeed. So let's go down low, we'll give it an unboxing and I'll go through some of the specs of the tank and the actual mod, and then we'll come back up top and I'll tell you what I really think of the Nunchaku kit by Uwell. Okay, see you down low in a bit. Right guys, we're down at the table. We have the Nunchaku tank kit by Uwell, and here's the box that comes in. The mod, the specifications are 27.4mm by 94.5. and it weighs 124 grams without the battery in. The power range is 5 to 80 watts and the voltage range is 0.7 to 7 volts. And the resistance range is 0.1 to 3 ohms in variable wattage and 0.1 to 1 ohm in temperature control. Right, the atomizer, it's also made from stainless steel, and you've got a glass and copper and silicone. We've got a diameter of 25.2 millimeters by 49.6 and it weighs 46.5 grams. Tank capacity is 2 milliliters. Now it does come with a silicone bung, so without that in there I believe that you will be getting something like 3.5 to 4 milliliters. Right, you've got two coils it comes with, a 0.25 ohm and a 0.4 ohm. First of all, we have a micro USB cable there for charging. Here's one of the coils, the spare coil that comes with it. This is the 0.4 ohm one. I've used them both. Have this little warning card here. And we also have this little instruction manual. It's quite a nice one. Tells you all about the features of the mod and how to fill and install the coils. And we also have this little cap here to put on top of your mouthpiece should you so wish. And we also have a spare glass section. And here is the mod, and here is the tank. Now we'll go onto the mod in a minute, so we'll start with the tank first. Right, so as you can see, we've got like the stainless steel and a rose gold type finish on this sleeve down here. On the top we have a 510 fit-in mouthpiece or drip tip, and that's a quick look inside of that. You've got two O-rings on here holding it on, so there's no O-rings actually inside there. And there's a quick look at the bore inside. We have a nice bit of knurling on the top. This is a top fill, and the threads are really good on this one. Nice bit of silicone in there to help make the seal, and also this fat O-ring around here. We also have a decent size fill-in port. Right, so this knurled section down the bottom is actually your airflow control. At the moment we have it fully open and there is a stopper on both sides. We have 3 slots and you can adjust it like such, and what you do on one will be the same on the other 2. And if you close it right off, there is another stopper. So it's really easy to use this, really good tolerances on this. Have a quick look around the bottom. We have Uwell Nunchaku, and we have the website there and the Don't Vape in the Bin logo. We also have a gold plated 510 pin, which is also surrounded by a peak insulator. So we'll just unscrew it. Quick look inside this cage that's in here, which is all one piece apart from the top cap obviously. But if you want to change the glass, you just pop it off like so, and you just slide it back on. And there you have that. Right, onto the base section. Right, this is press fit the coil, so it's just held on by O-rings here. Quick look inside this base. See those 3 raised little notches there. That helps make the contact with the actual coil. This section here. So that basically just press fits in. And this piece here also press fits into the chimney section there, held on by O-rings. And then when you want to do it up, you just basically tighten it up, and you'll see there is some threading on this section which coincides with this piece of threading here. So we'll have a quick look at one of these coils. Right, this is the 0.25 ohm one, and it looks like it's just some sort of single coil or maybe a parallel coil in a vertical orientation. So you got this is the 0.25 ohm, and it's best between 40 and 55 watts. Right, we're on to the star of the show. We have the Nunchaku mod here. There's a quick look at the front. There's your fire button. There's your up and down button. Little screen there. And as you can see, it bulges out at the centre there. And you've got a nice beveling going on around this top section. No sharp edges. Very nice finish on this. Look at the top. Have some engraved design going on here, and this is actually sprung loaded. You can see the throw on it, nice spring in it. There's your USB charging port, or for firmware updates. We've got some more engraving going on here. We've got the Nunchaku Uwell, and on the bottom we have a node section, and this is which you undo to install your battery. You've got a nice bit of design going on here. It's all engraved, designed by Uwell and the Uwell website. Right, so if you just unscrew this, it's very easy to unscrew, very nice threads. And here you can see your polarity. There's your negative there, so negative down. Got some venting holes. You can see the venting holes around the edge there. Should the battery run into trouble. Just take this one out, and there's a big cross there. You can't actually see it, but it basically just tells you it's positive up on this one. So let's put the battery back in, screw it back up, lovely threads, and it switches itself on. So it's 5 clicks to turn off, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, says goodbye, 5 to turn on, hello Uwell. And here's your fire button. It's automatically in power mode at the start, but it goes up and down in 0.5 increments, so all the way down to 5, and it goes up to 80 watts. So it's a nice fast scroll, and then we have it at 80. Right, so here's the battery life indicator there. Obviously the 5 bars would be a fully charged battery. It shows your voltage there and the ohmage of the actual coil. Right, so go through the menu. It's 3 clicks. Right, so you've got power mode. We've got nickel temperature control mode, NI200. So you select that. Then to adjust the temperature, you basically just click up and down on the up and down buttons, and it goes up to 600 degrees, and then round robins into Celsius mode. And I'll just put the tank on now, and it should give you the new coil warning. So you press left and then press select there, yes. The one thing with the temperature control mode, I can't see anywhere where you can actually adjust the wattage. So you can adjust the temperature, but not the actual wattage. But I couldn't see anything in the manual or on the website, so that's that. So 1, 2, 3. We've got factory reset, bypass mode. Now if you select this, it basically gives you what's left in your battery, much like a mechanical device. And that's what will be hitting the coil. And then you've got stainless steel, so it's basically the same as nickel. And then back to power mode, which is what I've been using most of the time in this particular mod. Right, there is a couple of locking features on this particular device. So if you press left and then the fire button, it will lock it, so none of the buttons will actually work. To unlock it, you press left and fire button again. And if you press the right hand button and fire, you can basically just lock the up and down buttons. So you can still fire it, but you won't be inadvertently changing the wattage or the values there. So to unlock it again, it's just left and up. And that is that. So let's go back up top and I'll tell you what I think about the Nunchaku kit by Uwell. Back up top, guys, we have the Nunchaku kit from Uwell. Right, what do I think of this? Right, we're going to the tank first. Right, when I first got this, I had the 0.25 ohm coil installed, and I bathe it in the e-liquid like I normally do. I put it in a little medicine pot, leave it in there for 10 minutes, and then put it in the tank. Did all that, and I was getting a bit of a sore throat and sort of burnt taste. I wasn't even rocking it very high, about 30 watts or so. Anyway, I tried it for about 3 or 4 days, and I was just getting a really sore throat, and I was thinking, Christ, this pants. So it really put me off. But anyway, after that, I put the second coil in, the 0.4 ohm one, and I've had it in there since nearly 2 weeks. This particular coil, been using it every day, and the flavour on it is actually pretty good for a sub-ohm tank. I'm really impressed. So the 0.25 one was crap, but the 0.41 ohm I'm getting on rather well. Now, I've spoken with other reviewers, Jay's Vape Reviews. He said that he thought the 0.25 ohm coil was better, but obviously I've got a dodgy coil or something like that, and that's the only drawback when you get stock coil tanks. You never know what you're going to get. But the top fill is really good. The knurling is really, the threads on it are really good. The 510, you know, it takes 510 fit and drip tip, so you can put your preferred one on. It's always a good pro. The airflow control, you can move freely whilst it's on the mod, so there's no dramas there. And the actual appearance, I'm not too fond of it, but it's not too bad. I would have preferred if it didn't have this like gold, rose gold type airflow ring here. I know they've got it on there to match the button, but if this was fully stainless steel, I think it would look a lot better in my opinion. But as far as the sub-ohm tank goes, I think if you're going to get the coils that actually work, I think it's a really good flavourful tank. So yeah, not bad at all. Right, onto the mod. This really is comfortable to hold. It really just sits in your hand nicely. Had no dramas at all with this mod. I've been using it every day. In fact, I was alternating this the tank with the Berserker Mini, because what I was thinking was, because it's only got a single 18650, I thought I'd get more battery life out of the Berserker, running it at 18 watts or so. And yeah, it's not too bad, but at 40 watts, if you're at work and you're working for a few hours and then having a vape at lunch and then after work and stuff, it will last you the day, and then you'll probably have to put another one in the evening. But if you're running on a mouth to lung tank, you're going to get the full day and more. So yeah, you can't really fault it for a single 18650. It works really well. It's got your temperature control and stuff like that. I haven't really tried that, to tell the truth, so you'd have to watch another review if you want to use it for temperature control. But in power mode, it goes up to 80 watts. So I've been running the Zeus version 2 at 60 watts, and it performs really well. But like I say, with any single 18650, the battery life, if you're running it over 50-60 watts, is not going to be that great. You're going to be changing the battery after 2 or 3 hours. But the threading on the bottom is really good. I like the etchings. I think it just looks really quite a nice tidy little mod, this one. The screen is quite bright. It's not the biggest in the world obviously, but all the information's there. One thing I would say though, in the daytime, if you're out in the sunlight, you will struggle to see what's on the actual screen, so that is a slight con, I suppose. The buttons are quite protruding though, so they are small, but they're quite easy to operate, and the fire button, you know, just thumb fire, and it works really well, so no dramas at all. But the actual fit and finish of this, I think it looks like really good. I bought this one from SR Vapes in the UK, and I think it's retailing about £52-53 for the whole kit, so I think it's not a bad price at all. It looks good. It matches the tank. It's got firmware updatable. You can charge it on the mod if you really want to, but I don't advise doing that with a single 18650. But yeah, all in all, as a complete kit, I would recommend this one. I'll give it a big thumbs up, and yeah, well done Uwell for this one. I think it's a bit unusual as well, because it looks rather like a bit of a mech mod, but you haven't got all the worries of using a mech device. You've got all your circuit protections and stuff like that, cut-offs, you name it, it's got it. So all in all, it is a great little device and I would thoroughly recommend it. So that wraps it up for this one, guys. If you enjoyed the video, please give it a thumbs up and consider subscribing if you're new to the channel. There's plenty more reviews out there for you. So until next one, guys, thank you all for watching and I'll see you again very soon. Okay, cheers.